So our last Zoom was orientation, and today's Zoom is integration of facial exercises in your practice. And one of the things that makes you very different from the other methods out there, this method very different. This method has longevity of results. We working with clients not only in a treatment room where we make a difference, visible difference on client's face. Girls, if we don't have visible difference, we did not do our job. And sometimes faces like tomorrow I'm gonna have Katya here, right? Katinka. She's right here. She's young and she's beautiful. And it's going to be very difficult actually to change something on the face, because when you have a young and beautiful clients, and we definitely, Katya, going to do before and afters. We always do before and after videos. That way you have more accurate way to look at the face. And Katya's face is not going to be easy because she's young and she's pretty. If Katya was 10 years older, it would be easier because we would have more to correct. And still, we're going to have after picture, and it's my job to make a difference on her face. So who are not the easy clients? The ones that are young and the ones that are way older. I would say 70, everybody's face ages differently. And I certainly I have a student, actually. She's 72 years old. And she looks spectacular, and she's natural. So on her face, I would have very easy time bringing the difference. But if somebody lost a lot of bone, then it's hard to make a difference. It's going to take some time to make a difference, and still at least slight difference is supposed to have in the end of the facial. We cannot afford, it's our obligation to make a difference on the client's face. Always remember, and we have a recipe to do that. I'm giving you complete recipe how to do it. So when you're going to bring models to record, to put on social media, always think 35 to 55. This is a sweet point when face just respond. They come with something already on the face that needs to be fixed. And by the end of the facial, you have such big difference. 35 to 55, those are your models. Once you're going to become absolute virtuoso in a facial, then you can work with much younger group for a model, just to challenge yourself, just to showcase to people, look what I can do. And way older also, again, just to show to people, look what I can do. Showcasing of your work is a must. We're going to be talking about it in a very last Zoom, because if you're not going to show your work, who's going to come to you? How do they know who you are? So now it's pointless. So we're going to be talking separately. So today's point, laser focus point of our Zoom today is facial exercises. Why do we need them? What do they do for your client's face and for your business? You see, this training for me is, I have to do two things in this training. For me, my goal is to do two things. Number one, to teach you how to do a facial that's going to consistently, over and over again, produce results. And then there is number two, to help you build successful business. Because if you don't have successful business, you will always be worried. Where the clients, there are no bookings, you have a hard time finding a job. If you want to work for somebody else, you have to be really good. But in the end, is to help you build your own successful business. Because this is where everybody goes. In the end, everybody goes to that direction. And I definitely going to give you a recipe for that. One thing I want to ask you, ladies, and I have done it myself, so there is no criticism. I personally have done that. I would sign up for, I would buy all the courses available because I'm such a course junkie and I consume a lot of education. And then I kind of, I run myself very thin. I listen to this course and then I listen to this course and then I cannot make this Zoom. So I listen it in recording. And what happens is you don't get anything. You have a bits and pieces of the information. If you want to make a big difference in your career and in your knowledge, please commit 100% to this training. It lasts only 1 month. Do only this training. Again, it's only 1 month. Put it, practices on your clients, see how it feels, observe it as your own, and then you can go ahead and do whatever you want after. I might ask you 1 second, loves. I will have to mute Delaney very quickly. Okay, I'm done, sweetie. You don't have to mute it. I muted you because I've heard something. I muted you. So give it 100% and see how your career is going to change with this training. But do not do 5 trainings at the same time. I have done it, and it's not the trainings weren't good. It's just my attention was spreading. And sometimes people say conflicting information, and then you become like, oh my God, what do I do? For example, I always say that you have to do lymphatic drainage in the beginning of the facial. I have reasons for it. I have a biological and anatomical answer to my claim. Why do I need it to do in the beginning of the facial? But they're going to be trainings that they're going to tell you to do lymphatic drainage in the end of the facial. For me, it's anatomically not feasible. It's impossible biologically and anatomically to flush fluid from the soft tissues once already the vessels were pressed. But then there are other people who will train you to do it then, and I'm sure they have their own reasons and their own answers. I don't want you to be in conflict. Do you understand what I'm saying? I want you to have a method, follow it, finish it, put it in your clients, see how it works, and then if you feel like, go to the next method. Does it make sense to you? Why do I need you to be laser focused? Because if you will, I promise you, both your skill and your career is going to change, and your life also is going to change. I promise you, because you're going to be so committed to perfection. You're going to be so committed to professionalism. You're going to be so committed to what you do. It's going to become part of your life. You're going to be proud of yourself. And of course, also financially, you're going to start making really good money. And you're not going to start making really good money because you bring clients in or because you try to sell things to clients, but because clients are going to come after you themselves because they're going to see the difference. And the best way to make money is to show the clients that you are doing something differently that brings them better results, right? So this is what it's all about. Going back to facial exercises. Why do we do facial exercises? When we do the facial for the clients, number one thing, actually, you're going to hear it all the time, how long results are going to last. And now we have to understand the human body and how biologically body works. Let's go a little bit in depth. You will understand why I'm talking about it. So our face, our facial expressions are controlled by cranial nerve number 7. Cranial nerve number 7 comes from our brain. It's part of our limbic system. What is limbic system? Stress regulatory system. The cranial nerve number 7 goes behind the ears and comes on your face, and it has 5 branches. And those branches, they entirely control your face. So when you're in stress, those branches contract your face. Now remember, if somebody has a bad mood, for example, you don't know it from their hands. You don't know it from the thigh. You're not going to be able to tell it by the back, but you will be able to tell by the posture, right? People in the bad mood, they always go in. And you're going to be able to say it by the faces, especially if they don't have Botox and fillers. They're like this. And you can tell that person is in a bad mood. Why? Because that cranial nerve number 7 that comes from your brain into your face contracts. It communicates emotion straight visibly on the face. What happens when that nerve contracts? So imagine the nerve comes from the brain, comes behind the ear, and covers the face with 5 branches. When those branches contracting your face, you have poor blood circulation, you have poor oxygen exchange in your cells, in your face, and you have a really poor lymphatic flow. And all those functions are the functions that feed the face with the health. Basically, beautiful face is healthy face. It's the face that has healthy, soft, and hard tissues. What is the hard tissue? The bone, right? the bone. The bone has to function beautifully. Otherwise, it's going to shrink. And if your bone is shrinking, all the soft tissues, they're going to fall on that bone. Imagine small mattress, big sheets, they're falling. It cannot support the soft tissues when bone is shrunk. So for bone and for soft tissues to properly act on your face, they have to be kept in the healthiest way possible. What is the most important thing? Let's go through it again. The blood flow, because blood is the only vehicle for nutrients and oxygen that we have to support our tissues. The second one, oxygen exchange. And third one is lymphatic drainage. And when we are in stress, it's all compromised because stress does this. It contracts your face. Now, pay attention to this, the very interesting thing. In the beginning, the stress tells to the cranial nerve number 7 to contract the face. After a while, if person is stressed for prolonged time, and they didn't have the facial to physically reconstruct the face again. Now that contraction in the face sends signal to your brain that we are in stress, and the brain contracts again. So it's a never-ending cycle. In the beginning, stress contracts your face, and afterwards contraction in the face tells to the brain we are in stress, and that nerve number 7 contracts even more. So the longer we go in emotional stress, the longer, the faster the face is going to age. Number one, aging factor on the face, entire body, but we work with face, so we're going to start with face, is stress. Because the nervous system does not allow the healthy functions in your soft and hard tissues. It contracts, and that's that. This is when we come into the picture. We go physically into the faces. We physically remove the contraction. That's why we can never work with a very strong hand, because very strong hand actually going to put a lot of pressure on that cranial nerve, and then there's going to be inflammation and things going to go worse. So we need to know exactly what we are doing. We use medium pressure. We're caressing and we're removing that contraction. We allow the blood flow, and we allow the healthy lymphatic drainage from the face. So far, everything is clear. What's happening, right? We physically remove the stress from emotionally caused stress in people's faces. But what happens afterwards? Now you gave her facial and you look amazing. She looks amazing. By the way, you should look amazing after facial too, because you should enjoy. I always say, if you don't enjoy the facial that you gave, you didn't do a good job. You did not do your job. So what you need to do when you work, part 1 and part 3 has to be very serene, very enjoyable, and very meditative. It's extremely important. So now we did it, and she goes out into the world. I will give you an example I personally had. I had a client. She came for facial. I gave her facial. She looked amazing. She looked 10 years young. She looked spectacular. And then after the facial, she told me, Helena, is it okay if I'm going to go to the bathroom and then I'm going to come back, take my bag and go to front desk and pay? And I said, absolutely, because I had to prepare my room for the next client. So yes, of course. So she goes to the bathroom. She takes just a little longer than normal bathroom break would take. She comes back and she looks like half of what I've done was gone. Like, we just did the facial. We have before and afters videos. She looks amazing. She comes back and it's as if something happened. And I'm like, what? It's on the face. And I'm like, honey, what happened? So this is what happened. Her ex-husband called her and he told her that he's not going to be picking up her son for a baseball practice. And her son was really waiting for daddy to come and take him for baseball practice. So she knew he's going to be very disappointed. And it really hurt her feelings so much that her nerves went back to that contraction whenever she thinks about her ex-husband. And right away, it was visible on her face. So it was, for me, it was absolutely surreal how quickly our results can give if a huge stress is going to come to the person. This is where facial exercises come into the picture. Because if they're going to commit to facial exercises, girls, it only takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. only 10 to 15 minutes a day. They don't have to be changed in a workout clothes. They don't have to go anywhere. They can go to the bathroom, close the door, and do it. That makes a huge difference in how long the results are going to last. In the brain, we have a function called brain proprioceptive integration. Brain proprioceptive integration. When you do something over and over and over again, brain takes it as new constant, as new constanta, and it will make the nerves contract that area for good. So how many times you've seen people, your relatives, even yourself, I do it. Before I go to sleep, I do this. I bring my corners of the mouth down. And I catch myself with it, and I start to right away, break that cycle. How many times you see people don't have this? Some people lose their lips, by the time they're 30s or 40s, because this is how they're stressed. Other people are in stress like this, like me. This is me. This is me when I'm in stress. Other people are in stress like this. What happens after a while? Brain takes it as new constant. And now when you're not in stress, you still have this, you still have this, and you still have this, right? Your face looks aged because brain took it as new constant, and it's going to consistently produce it for you. So when your client comes to you for facial, you gave them facial. Beautiful. She looks amazing. But in that 1 hour, you didn't make her brain to take it as a constant. She goes into the world. She faces ex-husband. She faces co-workers. She faces mean neighbors. She faces mean landlords. God knows what she's facing. And her brain goes back to the mask in her face that she had before she saw you. So why do we do facial exercises? Because if on a daily basis, she's going to do something to 10 to 15 minutes to correct the chain of aging, over time, she will be able to beat it. Meaning, over time, she's going to train her brain not to hold this position while she's not in stress. Because as we said, we're aging mostly from stress. The skin ages mostly from the sun. Skin, right? UV rays. But the face is not only made from skin, it's made from bone, deep subcutaneous fascia, deep fascia, medial fascia, superficial fascia, superficial subcutaneous face. Then in between, we have space. We have nerves. We have a lymphatic system in a face. We have so many functions in a face. And imagine all those layers are controlled with that cranial nerve number 7. So once that cranial nerve contracts, none of the proper functions are going on. And this is how we help them. We go in, we take out that contraction. We allow proper blood circulation. We make sure we did lymphatic drainage before we started anything else, because we don't want to collapse the vessels. There is a biological answer, the sequence growth that you're going to be doing, because when you're going to be doing this facial, you're going to sometimes forget. I'll try not to, and you're going to practice. Sometimes, oh, I didn't do this, I forgot to. Even I do it until now. Like I really concentrate on eyes, and I forgot, let's say, to work on, I don't know, opening the sutures. Then you go back and do it. But that's not important. What is important is this, that sequence. We start with lymphatic drainage. If you're not going to start with lymphatic drainage, you're not going to drain the face, because the vessels already going to be collapsed, the tissues are going to be congested, and you're not going to be able to move the fluids. Number 2, we work with superficial muscles. We're warming them up, we're stretching them, we allow them the space. Number 3, we do an intraoral buccal massage. It always goes as number 3. You cannot go inside the mouth without preparing tissues first. Otherwise, you're going to harm the person. And you know what's going to happen? The contraction is going to become even stronger because inflammation is going to go there. Tissues, they have to protect themselves. So if you didn't warm up, and if you didn't prepare the muscles first, you're going to hurt the person. And then we're going into tapament, effleuration, so on and so forth. As long as those 4 parts are obeyed, you can improvise. You can add whatever moves is your favorite, take a little bit more of this, take a little bit less of that. But that sequence, lymphatic, superficial, intraoral tapament, that has to be like set in stone. absolutely set in stone. And then we give them facial exercises. Those facial exercises I will send you today in our chat. How do we give facial exercises to our clients? We give 1 week at a time. So what I'm going to send you is going to be 4 weeks. And ladies, I recorded that course more than 15 years ago. And until today, it works absolutely beautifully. And I will send you the original course. Why do I like that course? Because I'm young, slender, and beautiful there. I really like it. So I don't want to change it. I will never be like that again. So we might as well keep it, in the videos. But it's a very properly put together course. How did I put together? I actually put it together on the basis of classical ballet. I used to be a ballerina many years ago. I graduated from Academy of Choreography and I danced for the theaters, danced for Georgia National Ballet, and then I danced in here. And but I really didn't want it to be a ballerina. To be honest with you, I wasn't built to be a ballerina. I'm a big girl. So for me to be a ballerina, I had to starve, I had to be bulimic, I had to be anorexic, I had to take diuretics, I had to take laxative. I completely destroyed my body because I had to be very skinny to be a dancer. So that didn't work out. And my family were estheticians. I always wanted to do what my grandmother did because I thought it was the best thing in the world. But my family wanted me to go to ballet school because in Soviet Union, it was a status. All the big people's children went to ballet school. But what I learned in ballet school, I'm very grateful for that, was a proper alignment and biological and anatomical understanding of the body. So when I was putting my facial exercises to give to the clients, I took it from ballet. I took it from my knowledge of how body works. For example, we never go straight into the stretching. We warm up first. If you're going to put your client straight to the stretching, she is going to get injured. But if you're going to warm her up first, then the blood that's going to flow into this area, you will see she's going to stretch beautifully without any injury. Now that comes from ballet. Understanding of the posture and alignment comes from ballet, not from aesthetics. But what I did realize is that aesthetics and ballet, being a good esthetician and understanding human alignment and body, when you put those two professions together, you have a perfect recipe. Because in aesthetic school, they mostly teach you face and skin. In ballet, they taught you anatomy and alignment. So when you put those two together, you have a perfect recipe for the facial. I'm going to send you today the entire course. Ladies, do not give your clients entire course all at once. You're not going to benefit them. It's going to be too much for them. They're going to be confused. Give them week 1 and let them do it for 3 months. After they are good with week 1, we're going to give them week 2 for 3 months, week 3 for 3 months, week 4 for 3 months. So we have a 1 year's worth of curriculum. And ask your clients to do it every day. It's going to take them 10 to 15 minutes. Now, how they're going to do it? They're going to learn how to do every move. And then in the end, they're going to have a complete routine for that week. Now, very important thing. Pay attention to this. You can send to your clients the exercises that I gave you. I have zero issues with that. They are not copyrighted specifically for that reason. You can take it and you're going to give it to them. It's not going to be very impactful though. What you really want to do is to learn those exercises, record them on yourself with your own face, and send to your clients those exercises while you are doing them. Why do you need that, girls? It's amazing marketing material. They go to the exercises, they see your face on their phone every day. They will remember to make an appointment. They will see the difference on the face. That's why they will think, oh, what she's given to me, it's working. It's working. I'm looking better and better over time. Let me go back to her. See, today on Instagram, people do a lot of showcase facials. Some people are dancing. Some people are squeezing. Some people, people are very creative in the way they showcase facial. It doesn't mean that facial is effective because very rarely you see before and after videos. I don't trust pictures at all. Pictures mean nothing to me. Pictures could be photoshopped, filtered. There's 1,000 things you can do with pictures. But the video Video shows you the real results, right? Although videos always come up with a little bit different color, no matter what you do. It's so frustrating. The background color always slightly different, but still, video shows you a real results. However, people, your clients, your potential clients, your future clients, they go on Instagram and they see this really pretty performative facials. And guess what they do? They book with them because they're curious. They're interested. When they book with them, it means only one thing. They don't book with you for that month because people have a set budget for the monthly facials, right? Facials, good facials are expensive nowadays. Even bad facials are expensive nowadays. And once she already spent it to her $250 for this month for facial, she's not going to go to you and correct that facial. She's going to wait until next month to come to you, right? So you're already losing the client. When your client has you on her device and she sees you every single day, no matter what she sees on the Instagram, because she sees the difference on her face while she's following you, she's not going to be that attracted to go there. She's going to come back to you. So this is a constant communication with your client. If you're not going to develop the project with your client, the project that involves her embedment of her face, skincare, we're going to be talking about it better. You have to really advise excellent routine with the skincare and facial exercises. Then you're going to lose this client very quickly. No client is yours. They're only yours while they're on your table. After that, they're gone, and Instagram is there to help them to just leave you forever because somebody new is going to showcase the skill. So the only way you can keep a client is by having your results on their faces, is by having your face on their phones. Now they're going to be your clients. A lot of times people tell me it's so difficult to convince a client to do facial exercises. And then I have only one question to my girls, my students. Do you do those exercises yourself every day? And the girls are always honest with me. They're like, well, until you're not going to be doing it, you're not going to convince other people to do it. Because for them to do it, they need to see it on your face first. Every time she comes to you, you have to look fresher, more rejuvenated, better, happier. Then she's going to do it because she sees it on your face. Why would she do it just because you tell her to do it? Nobody's going to do anything just because you tell them to do it. They need to see results on their face and on your face, and then they're going to do it. And this is what's going to bring them back to you over and over and over again. But it's not only going to bring them back to you over and over again. It's going to bring their friends to you and their family to you because people are not blind and people see the difference on their loved one faces. And if I see that my daughter-in-law looks better and better all the time, then I will say, oh, honey, what's happening? What are you doing? And she's going to tell me, oh, I'm going for facials and I do this facial exercise. Oh, I need to book with that person also. See how it works? This is how it works. So you need to have results. This facial tend to be more expensive than other facials. I am in the end of my career as a facialist. I still have people booked until middle of 2026, and I'm taking 0 bookings. Nobody can book with me, not even people who work with me. I also have students that I can send my people to, so I'm very lucky. It's not like I'm dumping my clients. I train people and then I send my clients to my students. But in the end, I was and I'm still charging $500 for a facial. So it's a 1-hour facial and the cost for the facial is $500. And people will happily pay you. And I will tell you why. I'm not doing it because I'm greedy at all. I'll explain you why I'm doing it. Well, first of all, because it's very difficult for me to bring clients, to put clients in the schedule. I just don't have space. So they have to compete for me, right? So as you bring prices up, some people are going to leave you automatically because they think it's too expensive, because they can afford it. As I told you, I have students. I send them to my students. They can go to my students. I'm happy when they go to my students. Number 2, because this facial, pay attention to this. Even if it's done once in 3 months, not once a month, I'm talking once in 3 months, is still going to give more results to the client's face than a regular facial if they do it once in 3 weeks. You know why? Because if they're going to go for a regular facial once in 3 weeks, after facial, the result is going to last 3 days. That's it. After that, there is no result on the face. If they're going to come to me once in 3 months, the result, if they're doing what I'm telling them to do, if they're doing facial exercises, is going to last for those 3 months. So it's much more cost effective for them to pay me $500 once in 3 months than to pay $200 once a month to somebody who is not going to give them consistent results. Consistent results of the face. So let's calculate. You go to the facial once a month, you pay $200. In 3 days, the results are gone. In 3 months, you paid $600. There are no permanent results. She's coming to me, she pays $500. So she already saves $100 within 3 months. She does the exercises. Her results on her face are consistent. They're always there. But not only face. So many people told me that this 10 minutes is the biggest stress relief they have during the day. They're looking forward to it. In the beginning, it's difficult to convince them to do it because there is one more thing to do. They already have so much to do already. After a while, if they did it for 1 week, it gives them so much relief. It's done so beautifully. It's done with the music. And it's like a choreography. I told you, I based it on a classical ballet. And I understood that people just to stand there and do just stretches, it's quite boring. But if it's like choreography and it's done with a gorgeous music and it elevates your stress, then they're looking forward to do it every single day. We're working with women. It's not men who are going to go and pump iron. We have to make it enjoyable. We have to make it pretty. Just the whole experience has to be pretty and enjoyable. And then it shows up on her face. She's going to do it. Now, do you have any questions so far? So I could move on or not? Nothing yet. Any questions? So how often do we do exercises? We have to do them every day, 10 to 15 minutes. How often do you have to come for facial? Let me answer you that question, even though you didn't ask. They can come for facial. So if there is a obvious aging imprint on a face, then honestly, if she really wants to make a difference on her face, once a week for 6 to 8 weeks, depends on the face and age of the client, and then once a month for the maintenance. But let's say, Katya, I'm sorry, I'm keeping talking about you because I see your face. I don't see anybody's face. So if Katya was my client, right, then I would tell her, Katya, you can come once in 3 months. That's fine. Just do the exercises on a daily basis and we are going to have results for you. So if person is young, they can do it as a maintenance and do it more rarer because we are really working. We need to fix few things and then we have to do preventative work, which is the same sequence in facial. It's just more spread apart, right? But if Katya's mom will come to me, for example, who's probably 25, 30 years older than her, I would tell her the best thing to do is to come once a week for 6 to 8 weeks, and then once a month for the maintenance, and still they have to do exercises. So they can come to you once a week for 6 to 8 weeks with twice a year. So once a week, 6 to 8 weeks, then we take 6 months apart, and then we do it again once a week, 6 to 8 weeks. Make sense? Then do you understand what I'm saying? Most common that I've noticed that people come to me is once a month, just straight once a month, just straight once a month. You can also do it once in 6 weeks, once in 8 weeks, and as I told you, even once in 12 weeks, once in 3 months, and still are going to have results. I also have ladies who fly to me, they cannot do it, they come from California, and they come only twice a year. Because they're in California, it's difficult to make, that they cannot do it trips all the time. They come twice a year. They do exercises, they follow my skincare recommendations, we still have results. Who are those exercises for, ladies? They are for people who don't do anything on the face. They have no plastic surgery, no Botox, no fillers, nothing. And for people who do everything, and now we're talking Botox, fillers, threads, plastic surgery, RF lifting, you name it, you can do to everybody. Everybody. The only thing is you have to wait. For example, after the Botox, they used to say you have to wait 4 weeks. I always go to the Institute of Dermatology and Plastic Surgery. This is where I get my timeline information. And then you have timeline information in your curriculum. If you're going to open your curriculum in the first page, do not dismiss that page. Is so important. Did you look into the welcome page? There is lots of PDFs. There are PDFs on intake. There is a consent form PDF. There is a health questionnaire PDF. There is a brochure PDF. Those PDFs are important. They're going to really help you in your practice. Do not dismiss them. Those PDFs, if I go into the Institute of Dermatology and Plastic Surgery, if they change anything in their guidelines, I go back to your guidelines and I change it there too. So they used to say that you need to wait 4 weeks post-Botox for massage. Now they say that 1 week is plenty to wait. Actually, honestly, they say 48 hours, but I'm scared of that. I'm not sure how I feel about it. So I put 1 to 2 weeks maximum, right, to wait. With the fillers, you have to wait a little longer though. With the fillers. With the threads, you really have to wait, I would say, like 12 weeks. Until the threads integrate themselves in a soft tissue, right? Threads I don't like, but people do it, and we have to be considerate. After facelift, plastic surgery, lymphatic drainage only with a doctor's note, 3 months. Entire facial, 1 year, right? And the guidelines you already have in your PDFs. So this facial is for everybody. Young people, why do we do it? To prevent. Because everybody is like this nowadays. Did you notice in a phone? To prevent. And I have girls, my students, who send me videos, they work on their children, and children could be as young as 6 years old. It is absolutely fine. You're not going to hurt nobody. Old people, mature, let's call it mature, 90s. I have my most mature client is 92 years old. She's gorgeous. She comes for facials regularly and very upset that I cannot take her on a monthly basis. So it's for absolutely everybody. The only way you cannot do this facial, girls, pay attention to this. This is so important. Acneic skin. Cystic acne. If they have a sebaceous outbreak, it's okay because still avoid this area. But if skin has acne and you're going to massage over this area, it's going to cross-contaminate with the blood throughout the face. So you absolutely cannot give this facial to people with acne. What happens if you have a client who has a period? You see my pimple in here? I don't know if you see it right. I try to cover it with a lot of makeup, but there is a pimple right in here. And I have it on a monthly basis in the same place. We all have those places. As a woman, we know you're breaking out, period is coming. If you give her facial, just avoid, just don't roll over that particular area. Do not take the client, take her. Just do not roll over that particular area. If client has her lymph node missing, we cannot give her the lymphatic drainage, but we can give her rest of the massage. And remember, when you don't know the answer, when you are like, I don't know, this is good, this is bad, it's healthy or not, always ask for doctor's note. This is how you protect yourself. You always have to protect yourself. Why? Because people will always blame you. Doctors will always blame you. I had a student, she wrote to me, it was a while ago. It was last February. She told me that she had a client, she had a facial with her, and after facial, the client had a fever and her throat was hurting and she had a headache. And in that time, there was COVID in New Jersey. And a client told her that it was because of facial massage. And I said, did you ask your client to take a COVID test? She says, oh, no, I felt so bad that I posted. I said, ask your client to get the COVID test. So clearly, the client had a COVID. Client actually was sick. She had a COVID. And of course, the client blamed the facialist because that was the last thing she did before she got sick. In fact, client made my student sick. My student also caught a COVID from her. Now, client didn't know she had a COVID. She didn't do it on purpose. That's what happened. But unfortunately, every finger is always pointed at us. Always. Because we touch the faces. And because you touch your faces, now she has, dizziness and headache. When you don't know the answer, when you don't know, let's say somebody is writing to you and say, you know what, I had breast cancer 5 years ago and my lymph node was removed, but I'm not in chemotherapy. I'm completely healthy. I'm in remission. What should I do? You can give her facial, but definitely tell her, ask the doctor. Talk to your doctor. Yesterday, my student wrote to me and she said that I have a client who's coming today, in fact, and she had a skin cancer on her nose 5 years ago. She doesn't have it anymore, but can I give her facial? Yes, she can. The answer is absolutely yes. Just be careful around that particular area. But the best thing to do is ask for a doctor's note anyways. Not even note. Tell to your client, could you please ask the doctor? So she's going to call the doctor. The nurse is going to answer. She's going to say yes. But now you have a backup. Do you understand what I'm saying? And always have a consent form signed before every single facial. It's extremely important. I had a client many years ago, new client. It was the first time I saw her. And unfortunately, in salon, that very day, they put for us, no, not that very day, the day before, they put for us new steam machines. And, in 1980s, 1990s, people used to put clients on the steam and walk out from the room and steam would run. And then, yeah. I mean, in my own salon, people did that. I never did it because I'm paranoid by nature. I'm a very paranoid person. So I would never leave a client, even for 1 second. So I put her in a steam and I sat a little bit away from her because I didn't want steam to go on me because I have so many hours of steam. I don't use steam anymore at all. I don't believe in steam. But the protocol of that particular salon was we all had to use the steam. The steam machine is new. Mind me saying that. And I'm putting her on the steam, and out of nowhere, steam starts to speed. And thank God I was there because I just hit the steam and kind of it rolled away from her face, and then I shut it off. Of course, it was speeding. Tiny little drop did got on her face. And she told me, oh my God, you're so lucky. Some other people would sue you for that. But of course, I'm not that kind of person. In 1 week, salon got the letter from the lawyer that were suing the salon for this. But the thing is, because I was sitting in a room and because the steam machine was new and we had receipts to prove it, that we actually redirected the lawsuit to the steam machine manufacturer. Clearly, something was wrong with machine itself. Machine was brand new. It's not like we didn't clean it. By the way, if you still use steam machines, girls, use the citric acid and run the steam at least once a week because it kills the bacteria and it cleans the pipes and the machine is not going to speed. But that machine was brand new and we redirected to manufacturer, so our salon wasn't sued. So it's very important to understand that every time something goes wrong, the finger is going to be pointed at us. After that, we made all the clients to sign. Before that, we didn't have the consent form, by the way. We did not. We just would take them. Now everybody signs the consent form because we don't know what can happen. She can fall in our, room and then she's going to sue us. The second thing, you have to have a really good insurance if you have your own place. I personally use Beauty Plus insurance. It's very inexpensive. I pay, I think, $200 a year and it covers me and the client. The third thing, insure your hands, insure your back, insure your body. Because as a manual professionals and somebody, God forbid, you know what had happened to me? I fell on the street and I broke my thumb. And I actually was still working with the broken thumb. But if you have insurance, you can break your thumb, you can break your wrist, you can break your back. You have to have your body insured. It's not expensive. It's $150 to $200 a year. And I never used my insurance, by the way, not once. I have insurance for 32, 33 years now. I never used it once. I hope you will never use it once, but you have to have that because I have seen people who got injured. Carpal tunnel is very common in our work, especially if you work with machines. And the girls were devastated. I have seen people coming in the crutches to work because they had to feed their families and because they didn't have insurance. So they would come on the crutches to work and then they would work. Make sure you have insurance for absolutely everything. I hope you never use it, but you have to have it, okay? Going back to the facial exercises, why we need them. Now, it's not easy to record facial exercises in the beginning by yourself. You become so self-conscious. I remember, now I look back, I will send to you the original ones. You will see nothing is wrong with me. And in fact, right now, I think I looked great. I really like it. But in that time, I thought I was fat and I was ugly. That was the word that crossed my mind. I look horrible. And the worst thing that really, really got me, my accent. I still have the same accent. Now I don't care about it. But I really was like, how am I going to publish for the people? Nobody will understand what I'm saying. My accent is so horrible. And of course, as soon as I published it, one woman wrote to me that my English is so ugly that her ears are drying and falling off, and I should be ashamed of myself and never show my face on any social media. And the woman was a Russian-speaking woman, just like me. In fact, all the criticism I ever got from people on social media about my English and about my accent came from people who spoke Russian, just like me. Just like me, and they themselves never spoke on social media in English, so I have no idea, because I went and checked. I have no idea how they speak. Don't pay attention. If you have accent, if you're listening to me, if you're going to listen to me in a recording, your accent is, as long as people understand the word you're saying, and as long as you're giving them valuable information, it doesn't matter if you have accent or not. Because after I got my first review, and she wrote to me in Russian that her ears dried off and fell off from ugliness on my voice. Also, people were so much criticism over my voice. Breast, that's why I cut everything down now up to here, because people say, oh my God, you have those silicone breasts. They're natural. I wish they were silicone. I would never do it. I will go for reduction, but I'm just scared of surgery. But people become very, very critical. That's why I cut everything up to here. I just try not to show myself in the full, because I know people are going to start writing. There's a lot of criticism on social media. That's why it's good to do those videos first by yourself. Send them to your clients first. Get familiarized in how to make videos. Get familiarized with the fact that you're fine, you're beautiful, your accent is fine, your voice is fine, you're fine, you're just fine. People don't care. They want to get information from you before you're going to go on social media, because on social media, you get a lot of punches, and most of the time they're very unfair. Plumbers on social media will teach you how to do facial. You don't do it right. Then you go on the page and they are either painters or they are quilters or they grow flowers. Well, how do you know if I'm doing it right or not? You're not, but she heard from somebody once in a video that, you know how it is? You cannot take people seriously. No, sorry. Take people very seriously. You cannot take hate and haters seriously, but they will come, they will talk, they will try to be loud, and they will try to shut you down. And this is something that you cannot afford, because then you're not going to move anywhere. And that's why doing the exercises and recording the exercises and sending those exercises for your clients is a good training ground. Now, I'm going to send you a little video, and I'm going to show you in that video how to put the light and how to put the camera before you record yourself. Do not record yourself all at once. Please, it's difficult and you will forget what to say. One teeny segment at a time. Do not go over 30 minutes a day. It's too much. Just you have to rehearse before you put your phone on, because now I have cameras, but now I have a team that helps me to set everything up. Right now, I came and I sat in here and I have light pouring on my face from both sides. I cannot touch and change anything because I don't know how to put it back together, but I had people who did it for me, and I look bright and my makeup looks good and everything is good. Thanks for those people. And actually it smoothens your face. I look more, polished and proper, and actually younger on the video, because my team already did everything for that to happen. But in that time when I did those videos that I will send to you, I had no team. I had nobody. I had just me and my phone in front of me. And that was very challenging. And I learned by myself. I did a lot of research and I took a course on that specific thing, how to record yourself. And I've learned that you have to put lights, umbrella lights that pour at your face, and you have to put the phone in front of you, straight in front of you. You speak to the phone, but those lights, they really smoothen your face. They make you look really, really good. And put a little bit more makeup than usual when you're doing the videos because it blurs out the makeup and you look washed out. So go a little extra on makeup, go a little extra on your mascara, and prepare yourself a little extra. As I told you, I will send you the setting. I will send you in a video so you would know how to set yourself. Do not think, oh, she's my client. It doesn't matter. I'm just going to record it for her. It matters. It matters. You want your clients to see you in best possible setting and in the best possible way. Unfortunately, cameras usually add age to your face, and they also age if it's not done correctly. If it's not done correctly, age and weight. You look thicker and you look older when you don't know what you're doing, like with the camera. But once you put those umbrella lights, they cost, I think, something within $50. They're not very expensive. So you're gonna have to buy the tripod. And the tripod you have to buy anyways. I love the gooseneck tripods. You know those tripods that come like like move that way, and those are good. I'll send you the links, of course, to everything. So you're going to need to have a tripod. You need to buy those umbrella lights. They're going to pour the light on your face. You're going to look spectacular. And then you're going to do little by little every single day. And then you're going to record it. Now, how you can do it? If you record less than 6 minutes, you can send it to your clients on a WhatsApp. But if you want to record 15 minutes, then you can upload it to the YouTube and send unlisted link to your clients. Do you understand what I'm saying? You're opening the YouTube channel, you pour there the recording, and that recording could be 3 hours if you want to. It doesn't matter. Hopefully it's not going to be as long, but you know what I'm saying. Like there is no time limitation in there. And then you keep it as unlisted. And that unlisted recording you're sending to your clients. Because you know it's a private recording. It's for your clients only. You don't want to put it in a public view. So you send at least it. But the easiest way to do, if you don't want to open your YouTube channel because it's an extra thing to do, record less than 6 minutes each video, or record more and cut it by 6 minutes and send it to your clients via WhatsApp chat. WhatsApp chat allows you videos up to 6 minutes, right? So the best thing to do when I'm going to send you today the videos, just look at them. First, start doing them yourself. First, start rehearsing yourself, and then record them 1 week at a time and send them to your clients. That way, the communication with your clients is going to be open. Now, if you work, pay attention to this, not for yourself. This is very important. You must see how your salon responds to that kind of communication with the client. Always ask salon owner, hey, I'm going to send a series of exercises to my clients. Is that okay with you? Because if salon owner going to find out that you did it, they may take it as a why is she doing that, right? Pay attention to those details because you do not want to lose your job over that. But still record it and still practice because you can do it on your own Instagram. You can come out on your Instagram. Instagram is yours, and you can show people a little bit of exercises, talk about skincare, and make it part of your portfolio on Instagram because now you're having your own entity. But within the salon, if the owner of salon is not happy with it, you have to ask the owner, say, hey, you know, can I send my clients to it? Some people will say yes. Some people will say no. And as long as you work for them, you have to go on after their guidelines. But it never hurts you to learn how to come in front of the people, how to do those exercises, how to communicate with your audience, how to communicate with yourself on camera. Because the future of our profession is going there. So we work with our hands, and then we go in people who are good with the camera. People who are good in presenting themselves in the camera usually gain more clients than people who are more talented in the treatment room, but don't know how to present themselves in the camera. Because I saw a lot of people presenting on the camera very well. I went for facial. Facial itself was not good at all. At all. I never went back. But the presentation on Instagram was beautiful. And she still got the client for that one time. I mean, it's like shooting yourself in the foot. Of course, you want to be really good in the treatment room also, so client would come back to you. But even that one-time client, she got it because of good presentation on camera. So what we're going to do today, I'm sending you in our chat, I'm going to send you the exercises. You're going to look through those exercises. You're going to start doing them yourself. Do week 1 in the beginning, just learn how to do it. Then you're going to get yourself umbrella lights and a tripod and start rehearsing, presenting yourself on camera. And in the beginning, I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be easy. No matter how beautiful and young you are, you will think you look bad. You will think you sound stupid. That's exactly the word that was in my mind. That's why I'm telling you. And you think you will think you have the most annoying and ugliest voice in the planet Earth. And if you, God forbid, have an accent, you will think, oh my God, like, oh. And then after third, fourth, fifth try, you're going to be like, after you're going to put the umbrella lights, after you're going to do your makeup a little different, you'll be like, I'm not so bad. And then you have to get used to your own voice. I'm warning you right now. It took me a long time to get used to my own voice. I thought I had the ugliest voice that God has ever created. And I start to listen to my own voice. And because I thought my voice was ugly, when I was talking to people, my voice was shaking. I was talking, because you're so insecure about it, right? And after a while, you get used to your own voice. You understand that it's really not so ugly at all. It's a normal human voice. Nothing wrong is with my voice. And you getting used to it, and then you're recording it, and then the time will come when you're gonna actually like it. There will be that moment. There will be that moment. And you will look in the video, you will say, that looks good. And I sound good. And my accent, if you have an accent, and my accent, hey, it's different. There's nothing wrong with it. I have an accent. It's no big deal. That time is going to come. But if you're not going to rehearse, and if you're not going to do it over and over again, it's not going to happen. If you're going to take too much time in between, if you're going to do it once a month, then it's going to be like first time over and over again on a weekly basis. Just take your phone, put in front of your face if you don't have too much time, but definitely make sure you're in front of the window, because you want light to come to your face, not behind you. The light has to be in front of you. That's a biggie. That's a 10-year difference. Right now, the lights are pulling towards my face. I have a big window on one side that's open. The light comes, and I have a special light placed right in front of me. It also comes. That's 10-year difference. If it would take me now and turn around and put the lights behind, I would look at least 10 years older. Do you understand what I'm saying? Oh, Katya, can I go back to you again? Yes. Okay, so Katya had extremely unflattering light before. The light was coming from behind her. Look at her face right now. Rejuvenated, younger, the skin looks better, the face looks... That's the difference. That's the difference. See the guys, thank you for starting in such an unflattering light. So people, we have 10 years difference between this, when the light is behind her, and when she turned around and her face is open and light is on her. So you always want to be in front of the window, not the window behind you. So this is pretty much the most unflattering way you can do your videos. Don't do the videos that way, right? That's very important. So we figured that out. And if you don't have a good natural light, or you're doing it at night because you have to put your kids to sleep first, that happens. You don't have time during the day. Umbrella lights come to your face, right? And sit down. In the middle, you have the recording, and umbrella lights come to your face. Start practicing. Future of your career is online. Not that you're going to be doing facials online. You're not going to be doing facials online, but you're going to be presenting yourself online. This is how you gather your clients. We're going to be talking about Instagram and online in the very last. So how to bring people, how to present, but start practicing right now. What do we need facial exercises for? We need facial exercises to preserve the results that we did in the treatment room on the client's face over time. It's a must. Going back to the cranial nerve number 7, if it's not relaxed by us on a daily basis, it's going to keep contracting, and it's going to keep aging face. Because first, brain gives the signal to the nerve to contract, and then the contraction that settles into the face gives signal to the brain that we are in stress, something is going on, and your limbic system cannot regulate you anymore, and you work from the sympathetic nervous system. So face holds a lot of information, more than anything else, and it holds the neurological contractions. Face is not meant to be pretty in a biological, in an evolutionary sense. It meant to communicate to your fellow tribe members that lion is here behind you. You cannot say it, but with face like this, you show the signals with the face to your tribesmen. So that's why face doesn't care that I need to be relaxed, so it could be pretty. Now we're thinking about it. Now we want to be pretty in our 50s. I'm 52. I still want to look good. When I was in my 30s, I look, oh, by the time I'm 50, I won't care. Oh my God, how much I care. I care more now because it's harder now. That's the truth. The older you are, the more you care. I mean, some people give up, I understand, and that's fine too, but a lot of people care, and you will care. And that's why you need to relax your face all the time. On every day's schedule, you will see the difference. So do those exercises yourself. Start recording yourself now. Everything is going to be sent in a chat to you. Now, not everybody has joined the chat yet. It happens all the time. Some people join chat like in the third week after we already started. So some links I will have to send over and over again, because when you join the chat on the WhatsApp, you don't see what happened before you joined. It's not available for you. So if I see the new person came in the chat, I will send again, and I will send, but this is just how it works. In a chat, Katya, you don't need to do anything yet. You don't need to send me any information, because I will see you tomorrow in an in-person course, and I will tell you if anything needs to be done. Maybe yes, maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes I certify people right away, right after the course, and sometimes I say, you know what, why don't you practice this particular movement? Send me the video. Once you did it correctly, then I'm going to certify you. So it's kind of, you never know. If you are my online student, I have to see every single move you make on a client's face for me to be able to certify you. I'm not just giving out certifications. And I will tell you why. Because after I'm going to certify you, I'm going to put you on my Instagram and introduce you to the clients, so you can get the first flow of clients. Therefore, I'm responsible for the quality of your work. I'm showcasing you. And if I haven't seen every move, I don't know how you work. You can seem very talented, but I need to see how you work. So you send the short videos, I look at them, I correct them, I send corrections back to you, you correct them, we communicate like this the entire month. And by the time I see all the moves and they're all corrected, I happily issue your certificate. And we agreed when we're going to promote, we agreeing together when your promotion is going to come to the Instagram, right? So I'm not being difficult in here. I take responsibility for the quality of your work. That's it. And once I know it's done, your certificate is yours, and off you go, gathering yourself clients. I told you that I'm going to send you all the links in our WhatsApp chat. I'm taking questions. If you have any questions, I will happily take them. We have no question. Delaney, do you have questions, sweetheart? No question. Okay, great. Then I'm gonna let you go. Katinka, I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Right. Delaney, I will see you next week, hopefully, online. Thank you for being with me here. Re-listen to this video. Don't think I went there physically, therefore I don't need to listen to it. You do need to listen to it. And we are working. We are working and we're getting better every single day, right?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye, ladies.